midnight skies, both hypnotized. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, Lord. So unfair, you left me there. Took the 9:35 from Paris, Lord. In a heartbeat, you were gone. Like ships in the night, love at first sight, holding you tight. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, so unfair, you left me there. Choose the 9:35 from Paris, left with just her aroma from my standstill adventure. Now I'm stuck in a world of regret. And it's 9:35. I'm not happy, but I feel alive. So much I wanted to say, but now it's too late. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, Lord. So unfair, you left me there. Took the 9:35 from Paris, Lord.
Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another live stream Saturday, which was briefly called Live Stream Tuesday on the event that I set up last night. And I can only blame myself because it was after doing the analysis video on Michael Martin Murphy that we looked at last night, and because I've been doing that, I then just typed in Tuesday by accident. So we're not in the future, we are still at Saturday night. And hello everybody out there in the live chat room. Let me get you guys up on screen and see who is in the house tonight. Let me mention first of all, that first song, Paris Nord, that song of mine, was requested by Karen because it's Karen's birthday today. So everybody say a huge hello and happy birthday to Karen in the live chat room. And let's just have a little look in there and see who's going through. We have Linda Z in the house, Corey, Jennifer, Dwayne, Leanne, Paul, Laurie, Scott, Lynn, Mario's in the house as well, Paul, Lisa, and there's Karen going through there. The birthday girl actually goes through, almost pointed exactly at the comment. So thank you for joining me everybody tonight, and once we've said a huge happy birthday to Karen, then we can say a huge hello to Mario as well, because that's what we do on these live streams whenever Mario's in the house. And you might just be able to see Mario's guitars on screen. Well, it's being hidden by the live chat room at the moment, so let me get rid of that. There we have the Maton, not very good pointing. There we go, and in the background, that's a slightly better point. there is the gem, the Steve Vai signature gem Ibanez. If you want to know the make of the guitar, but let's get you guys back up on screen and let me get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they make everything possible on this channel, including the cover videos that I uploaded quite a while ago, but now there have been a couple that were blocked that are now unblocked, and one of those I uploaded again recently, so it's on the channel. But also the All Right Now cover that I did, by free of course, that is now allowed as well. I mean, the first one that was allowed was Hotel California, and that was a bit of a surprise. So I think maybe what happens is they have a little look through some of the larger channels and start to rescind, if that's the right word for it, and taking off the block on the copyright to then let it out there, and they put adverts on the covers so that they take revenue from those. So my cover of All Right Now is also going to be re-uploaded, so I will do that probably tomorrow night, because tomorrow night as well, England are in the Euro 2020 final, which is the first time we've ever been in the final in ever, obviously, because it's the first time. But we did get into the World Cup final in 1966 and we won that competition. But as you can imagine, not many people remember that. It isn't in a lot of people's lifetimes, and even if it is, they were probably very young when that happened. So it is a bit of history tomorrow night for England, just getting into that football Euro 2020 final. And by the way, they're still calling it Euro 2020 because it should have happened last year, but it didn't because of COVID. So they're calling it the same thing. We're in the final. We're playing against Italy. So fingers crossed for that. And tomorrow night I will be watching that, because it's literally a once in a lifetime, once in a generation thing that's happening. So I will be looking at that and also uploading that cover of All Right Now tomorrow night. So look out for that one. And I know that there were a couple of donations before we went live as well. And let me mention spiking the likes. If you guys can leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be much appreciated, because tonight, let's have a little look at our likes goal. We are at 280, so it is creeping up week on week, but we are still managing to just about hit the target. So if you can hit that thumbs up, that would be great, because we are currently at 140 likes. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a spike going on in that little box to get it closer to this box, even though it's more of a rectangle in the top corner of your screens. 280. And let's have a quick test of maths. That is 136 more likes that we're looking for. That might be wrong, I don't know. I just tried to do that off the top of my head and it's probably a mistake. Maths is not my strong point, but if you can hit that thumbs up, that would be great. So let me just mention the donations that came in before we went live. There was one from Ginny who donated $5, so thank you for that, Ginny. And the message is, Phil, can you use a song title for a book without violating copyright laws? How do you get hired to be a writer for an artist? Thanks. So thank you for that, Ginny. And for the first question, yes, you can call a book whatever you want to call it. There are songs such as my song, Don't Cry. There's lots of other songs called Don't Cry, but you can't copyright a song name, because then you're copywriting or attempting to copyright the English language, which isn't possible to do. So that's absolutely fine for a book. There's lots of books that have song titles that are totally unrelated to each other, so that's fine. In terms of how do you get hired to be a writer for an artist, this is exactly the same as anybody wanting to be a musician. It's the same trying to be a songwriter or even a session guitarist, for example. If you do play the guitar, or session singer, you have to just work really hard. And if you are a songwriter, you want to try and get your songs ahead of everybody else's songs and try and pitch them to different artists that you like, and just email constantly, contact them. When I say constantly, it's probably good to email somebody, leave it a few weeks, and then email them again just as a follow-up, and continue just doing that, trying to get your foot in the door. Networking as well, going to events, just music events where, I mean, nowadays, I mean, there's a company called Taxi who I used to be a part of, or at least uploaded my music to try and get it on adverts and all that kind of stuff. But I had a couple of things that I was chosen for, but then they fell through, and because it didn't really suit what I was doing at the time, then I stopped using that platform. But that might be great for you if you want to try and get songs out there or work as a writer. But it's something that is just a really competitive marketplace, that as music is in general. So you just have to pretty much work as hard as you can for as long as you can to try and get your songs above other people's songs, and just try and write the best songs you can do and you can think of. I'd also say that even though people say about the production value on demos not being important as long as it's a great song, I would always say try and get your demos to sound as professional as possible, so they sound like a full song, a fully produced song, so that the people listening to it don't really have to work too hard to think of how they're now going to arrange this song. The closest you can get it to a complete song, then the better. And I mean, that's including vocals, backing vocals, instrumentation. If you can get that all down as well, then that's great. But I mean, there's no secret to it really. It's just really hard work trying to get your name as a songwriter out there in exactly the same way as you try and get your name out there as a musician or a singer or a session musician as well. So thank you for that, Ginny. And Jeannie has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Jeannie. And the message is, Ola, Phil and Wingers with a heart, early to spike, early to like, but missing you all because I'm taking a hike. Have a rockin' live stream and go England, with a picture of, I think, of probably a football. It's very small to see, some rock horns, a guitar and a heart. So thank you for that, Jeannie, and I will be crossing my fingers for tomorrow night for England. But also thank you for that bit of rhyming in the comment as well. And thank you for that donation. And Orlando has donated $2 as well and says, hello, spike the likes, again with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that, Orlando. And just have a plug of the mug, because this is what we do when Orlando donates very early on. And you can get your hands on a mug in the tray underneath this video, as well as the spring.com store. There's a link to that in the description below if you want to click on that and get yourself kitted out with some merchandise. There's hoodies and mugs and t-shirts and you name it. It is pretty much up there, so you guys can check that out if you want to. And thank you everyone who has bought some merchandise and taken pictures of yourselves with it as well. We're going to be taking a look, I think, at a tumbler or two later on in the live stream. So the tumblers are the new item, the must-have item for the summer to keep your drinks nice and cool, and must-have for the winter as well, for when you want to keep your drinks nice and warm. But thank you everyone for purchasing that merchandise, and you can find that link in the description below. So we also had a donation from Mike, and this is for $5. Thank you for that, Mike. And the message is, after hitting the search bar, I renamed I Believe into The Things I Can Believe. Okay, thank you for that, Mike. And we have had a donation from Orlando in the PayPal window as well. Let me get that up on screen and also give you guys the percentages so you know exactly what happens to every donation. As you can see, YouTube take 35 to 45% and PayPal take 3 to 5%. So thank you for this donation, Orlando, again, who's now in both of those donation windows. And Orlando donated £10.35. Thank you for that. And the message is, I will be listening in to the live stream and commenting from time to time. Keep rocking with lots of rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. And I think there's another one that's just popped in now. It's Renee who has gone in there with a £13.81 donation. Thank you for that, Renee. And I think maybe we'll be taking a look at Renee later on in the live stream with her Tumblr. But the message is, fun question. If you were in a band called the Spice Boys, what nickname would you be? You can't be posh, scary, baby ginger or sporty. Okay, thank you for that, Renee. I was going to say sporty because of the fact that I used to do a lot of sports. But if I can't use that, I don't know. What? Sporty. I need to try and inspire myself. Sporty, scary, baby. Maybe musicology, even though that's more of a explanation term. I don't know. If I can't be any of those, I'm just trying to think. I can't think of anything. I'll try and think of something before the end of the live stream, but I can't think of a word to describe myself that isn't to do with musicy or guitar-y. I don't know. So yeah, I would have gone for sporty because of having played football so much, and really that being my focus as a kid, and also would tie in with England tomorrow night, and also studying sport and exercise science at university, all of that kind of stuff. So unfortunately, sporty would have been one of those terms that suits me better, but maybe you guys in the live chat room can come up with a descriptive word about me that ends in E or ends in Y, so you can try and find that word. It's very difficult to try and think of a word that is so specific that it can only be one word, and it has to be like maybe hairy. That could be one, because if I was in the Spice Boys, I'm sure there wouldn't be 4 other guys with this hairdo, because they've probably got more sense. So there you go. It's not really musically related, but yeah, hairy. Let's go for that. And thank you for that, Rene, for putting me on the spot. We're trying to come up with something, but that is what I'll go for. And Paul has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, hi Phil, did all those years of hurt ever stop you dreaming? So thank you for that, Paul. And this is, of course, the song that everyone's singing to do with England. And I think we mentioned this in the last live stream, but I think with the England national football team, because there's been so many years of us not doing very well, you just get used to it. So I don't think you really dream about winning anything, because you're just realistic and you think, well, if we get to that stage, if we get past the group stage, then that's good and then it's fine. And I think a lot of people are just happy with going out at the quarterfinals, and even better at the semi-finals. So getting into the final, I think, even if we winning would be amazing, but even if we lose, it's the first time we've ever got that far. So it's probably win-win. And as I always say, and have said in the past about football, that when your team loses, it's disappointing, but I try and think of the other team and how happy the fans are, because when the camera zooms in on them and they're just having an amazing time, you think, well, as a fellow human, you've got to appreciate and have some empathy with them, because they're really happy. So we lose, which is sad, but they win, which is great for them. So it'll be good for either team that win tomorrow night, and hopefully it's going to be England. But this is the other thing, that people that cry when their team loses, they're obviously really into their own team, but I try and kind of zoom out and look at the fact that we're just the whole world. So we're just one world, and it's great to have a little bit of competition between the countries, but in the end we're all winners, because we all live on the same planet. So don't get too disappointed with it, and don't take it too seriously. I think that's something that really did push me away from football a little bit in terms of playing professionally and all that kind of stuff. It gets very serious at the top, whereas I just preferred to just play recreationally, and I started to move away from it as soon as it started to get towards the professional level. And I just realized that I enjoyed music a whole lot more, because music is something that everybody can enjoy, and there's no competition about it. You can just listen to any artists you want, and different artists, different styles, different genres all get appreciated by different groups of people, which is great, and there's no competition, which I definitely enjoy more. But anyway, thank you for that, Paul. And I'm just going to scroll up, because there has been another donation that's come in from Linda. So thank you for that, Linda. And it's for £20 and 71 pence. So thank you for that. And the message is, go England! So it looks like England are getting a lot of support, not specifically from English people, but also in other countries. So hopefully that's going to stand us in good stead tomorrow night. And thank you to Tordo Porco, who has donated £3 as well. And the message is, congrats at reaching 179,000 subscribers. That's enough people to sell out Wembley 2 nights in a row. Imagine the backstage party we wingers could have if you played a concert there. So thank you for that, Richard, and Tortordo Porco, as he's known in that chat room, in the live chat room. And yeah, I mean, that would be one hell of a gig. And I'm not sure how the backstage party thing would work, because if everybody came to watch me perform, and we can get maybe some other bands on the bill as well, I think it would just be one massive backstage area, because I would know all you guys anyway. And I suppose maybe you would need to have some kind of badge system for people when they came in, so that I knew who you were. Maybe even having your YouTube usernames on there, so that obviously sometimes, as you guys know, on these live streams, I try and remember, like with Richard being Tortordo Porco, I try and remember the names, but not only the names, but the usernames as well. And it gets a little bit difficult to remember everything, all of the aliases, but certainly the usernames on YouTube would stick out. So yeah, we'd have to work out some kind of system where everyone had their usernames on. And yeah, we could, I don't know how the backstage thing would work out. It would just be a free-for-all, I think. But anyway, thank you for that. There'd obviously have to be some kind of way of getting everything organised, so at least we could get our gear on stage, and yeah, it isn't totally overrun with people losing all the equipment. But hopefully in Wembley that wouldn't happen. But thank you for that, Tortordo Porco. And Beth has donated £17.26. So thank you for that, Beth. And the message is cheers. It's a long one. Cheers, Phil. Good evening, wingers and first timers. Hope everyone is well this lovely evening. Thanks for playing my favourite song off your CD. I like reading the album liner notes. Steely Dan has the best ones. Do you read liner notes? Do you have a favourite? Thanks. With a smiley face, some rock horns, and a heart. So thank you for this, Beth. And in terms of liner notes on albums, I think because, I mean, back in the day, I mean really, really back in the day, when I was listening to Jimi Hendrix, my dad's records, and the Beatles, he also had Boston in there as well. When you had a vinyl and you had the album, you had so much to read and look at in there. And certainly that's something that, because I was young, I didn't really read too much about it. I liked, obviously, the ones that had lots of pictures in there, because I was more, and I probably still am, more of somebody who appreciates the visual of something rather than reading a lot. And as you guys know, as I probably just demonstrated reading out the comment there from Beth and the question, that I'm not a particularly fast reader, so I tend to just enjoy looking at albums more. And in terms of liner notes, especially with my generation that I grew up in, because I was really into music probably in the 90s, and that's when CDs were taking off, and I had a Walkman as well, which had tape, and occasionally in the tape you would get a little booklet. And the one I can remember from that is Michael Jackson's Bad album that I had on tape, and there's a little bit of information there, but mostly just the lyrics to the songs. That's all I can remember from that. So I can't remember any liner notes, especially when we get into CDs, because there's pretty much used to be just the front page of the CD, and then you open it and then that's it. So yeah, I think it's something that's back on vinyl. There's a lot more put into that, but I was probably too young to really take in any of that, so I haven't got any that I can remember. And yeah, maybe if I'd have been a little bit older, then I would have been a little bit older to appreciate just getting a vinyl album and the album liner notes and all of the stuff in there. And I used to look at the pictures, but that was just pretty much it. But anyway, thank you for that, Beth. And I'm just going to scroll up because I can see another one's just come in, and this is Karen, the birthday girl, who has donated £3.45. Thank you for that. And the message is, "Hi Phil, thanks for addressing me on my birthday. I appreciate it. Regarding the Spice Boys name, perhaps you'd fancy Guffy Spice. Laugh out loud. Thanks for the smiles you bring," with a smiley face. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And I think that's probably one of those names that I'd pass on. because it probably indicates or suggests that you don't smell very nice, Guffy Spice. Maybe Old Spice. That's one of those. That's actually something over here in the UK. I don't know if you have that in other countries, but it's like, I don't use it. I think it's like an aftershave or something, or deodorant or something like that, Old Spice. But certainly, yeah, I mean, I'm not getting any younger, so I could be called that. And I think to be in a boy band, I definitely would be Old Spice, because I think generally you have to be in at least your early 20s, late 20s, early 30s at a push. So yeah, I wouldn't make it on any of those counts. Not even mid-30s, unfortunately. So yeah, I think once you start getting towards 40, then I don't think I can be in a boy band. It's a man band. That's what we'd call it here in the UK. But anyway, thank you for that, Karen. And we are at 203 likes. So that did really get a spike of the likes, so thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. And we're not quite yet at midnight here in the UK, so if you can keep on hitting that thumbs up, that would be great. We're aiming for 280 likes tonight, and we are going to be having a pick roulette tonight, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. We're going to be having another lucky winner because we hit the target last week with our likes goal, so keep an eye out for that. We're just going to scroll up because there has been another donation from Renee, who has donated £5. Thank you for that, Renee. Again, the message is, I hereby dub the Persistent Spice. So thank you for that, Renee. And I don't know if that is allowed, because I thought it had to end in a Y. Baby, sporty, I suppose posh, that isn't. So maybe I've got that wrong. Posh didn't end in a Y, so I can be Persistent Spice. So thank you for that, Renee. And that sounds like something that you might have when you've overdone a meal and you've put in too much spice and it's really persistent on your palate and you don't want it. But anyway, I could be Persistent Spice. Definitely not a Guffy Spice. So thank you, Karen, for that. And thank you, Renee, for that donation and the suggestion as well. So I've just realised that I haven't even started the poll for tonight's, this is going to be a very quick vote for tonight's cover, and we did have a few suggestions over on Patreon, so thank you guys for that. And I'm going to type this in. I'm going to say vote for tonight's cover video, ! And the two from tonight that were voted for were To Be With You. Oh, I can't type. This is another weakness of mine. To Be With You. That's the first one. And the second one was Don't Slow Down. And I think we had this one requested a few weeks ago, or maybe on a few streams ago. So that's by Mr. of course, and To Be With You by Mr. Big, and these are going to be my cover versions of them. So let's click on Ask Your Community. That's what it says. So here we go. Hopefully this is going to start up in the poll. It should work. Fingers crossed, so you guys can quickly vote for the cover that you want to hear, because I got a bit distracted at the beginning of the live stream, but that was fine because we were saying happy birthday to Karen. We also had Mario in the house, so there was a very exciting start to the live stream because it was all kicking off in the live chat room. But here we now have the two choices, so click and vote on that poll in the live chat room. Let's get the votes in. It looks like To Be With You is the first song that's starting to get some votes. Is coming in at 59% of the votes. So keep on clicking on that and we will see where we end up. It is midnight here, so we will be jumping into that pretty soon. So get those votes in if you get a chance. So I'm just going to jump into the super chat window because there has been a donation or two in there, and Orlando donated $2 again. Thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, how about Spice Boy Shredder, your guitar skill in brackets? So thank you for that, Orlando. Maybe, I think that's probably cheating using the word spice in there, but maybe Shredder. But then again, I mean, I could be called Shredder because I was, as a kid, a very big fan. I was a massive fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as they were called here. Actually, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. We had an English version of it, and I think over in the USA they were called Ninja Turtles, and here they were called Hero Turtles. I don't know why, but yeah, I was a huge fan of the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles when I was a kid, so maybe Shredder is a good nickname for me if I was in a boy band. If I was allowed to play my guitar, I think unfortunately in boy bands you're not really allowed to play lead guitar. It's all about just standing there with a microphone, so I'm not sure that would work. But Shredder, by the way, if you're not into Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, is the main enemy of the Turtles, and that, I mean, he didn't play the guitar, he just had spikes on his hands, and he had almost like a mask on that had spikes on as well. Probably quite good for COVID. He would have just managed to fit in fine because he just wore that kind of stuff already with gloves on, with spikes on. So yeah, that was Shredder in the Turtles, which I was a big fan of. Anyway, moving on. Thank you for that, Orlando. And Tristan G has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, known as Metal Spice, that'll work. So we're getting a lot of suggestions here. So thank you guys for these. And that's another good one. Ken has donated $5, and Ken says, try the nickname Athlete. Athlete Spice, maybe. And this is another thing that I have managed to I have been keeping up with exercising. And I made the mistake on Thursday of doing, I was doing some, usually on Thursday, that's my back day, back, biceps, and also lower back. And while I was doing lower back, I decided to do some hamstring exercises, and I'm unfortunately feeling the effects of that today. I had DOMS, which for those of you not in the know who haven't, I don't know why I just mentioned that, study sports science and sport and exercise science, that's called a delayed onset of muscle soreness. And you guys probably can relate to that if you've ever just suddenly exercised and you've gone to the gym and you've really gone for it, and then it's either the next day or the day after that that your muscles start to react and say, hang on, it's almost like they're in shock, and they say, what just happened 2 days ago? You really exercise the muscles, and that's where you realize you've got muscles where you never knew you had them because they are really sore and you can hardly move. So I've got that in my hamstrings today. It's taken 2 days for the delayed onset of muscle soreness to come around. So yeah, I'm just walking everywhere really slowly, just making sure I get enough protein in for the hamstrings to recover, and then maybe we'll get back into it next week. But yeah, probably a bit of a mistake, but yeah, certainly a shock to the system. But I have managed to keep that up. So thank you, Ken, for that. The Athlete nickname in that boy band. And Ken has donated $5, and this is different. This is Ken, not Ken Reynolds. This is Ken. I think you guys can see this on screen anyway, but we all know Ken, who has donated $5. Thank you for that, Ken. And the message is, keep on scratching. Thanks, Professor, with guitar. So thank you for that, Ken. And Ken's surname on there is Ken Sod. And I think, I think that can be used as an insult here in the UK, sod. But I think it's something that means it's drenched with water, like sodden. But anyway, as I said, you guys can see Ken on screen, so I don't know why I'm explaining it. Anyway, but thank you, Beth, as well, who has donated $5. Thank you for that, Beth. And the message is, how about G-string Spice? With a smiley face, it's musical. So thank you for that. And I think Beth has used the G-string rather than any other string on the guitar for the double meaning, maybe. I think it's probably not something that is something that obviously a guy would wear. Well, it depends. It depends what you're into. Whatever floats your boat. But certainly I would not be wearing that item of clothing. But maybe E string would have been better, or B string. I mean, a B string, and that's got a little bit of, I don't know, maybe more of a musical sound to it, being the B string, but I don't know. Pretty much anything works. A string, that sounds like it could be the best string of the lot. That's something that, I don't know why, but I just thought of Donald Trump. because over here in the UK, we sometimes get people, or we get videos from other comedians in the USA who always say that Donald Trump says that whatever he does is like the best that anyone's ever done it, and people were saying how his was just the best version and he did it and it was the best, and people are just saying that it was the best they've ever seen. So the A string is probably the best string, and that's maybe going to be a little bit better, so I could be called the A string. But thank you for that, Beth. Anyway, thank you for all of the donations tonight, and it sounds like I'm wrapping up, but I'm not going to be ending the live stream yet. But thank you for all of the donations in the live stream, and for hitting that thumbs up. We are at 233 likes at the moment, so 234, 234. I was looking at the likes when we hit that number, and we've just gone past that, 235, which means we're looking for 45 likes to get to our target of 280. So if you guys can keep on doing that, thumbs up, hitting that button, it would be much appreciated. It helps this live stream to get out there and for the whole channel to grow with these live streams, but the analysis videos, the under the spotlight videos as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in to these live streams as well. It's great to see you guys in that live chat room. And just a quick shout out to the moderators. I can see Lynn and Laurie just going through there in the live chat room. But also a huge shout out to Neil and also Carla, who does all of the pick roulette stuff. So thank you for that, and the merchandise. So I can see at the bottom of the comment section, Laurie said, Phil, stop the controversy. So I don't know what was controversial. Maybe it's mentioning Donald Trump. Does that count as political? I don't know. Or, I mean, just mentioning somebody's name, that can't be controversial. Just mentioning a person. Maybe mentioning the views of a person, that would be maybe controversial, or the opinions of somebody. But yeah, I think mentioning... This is another thing that I think nowadays society is very sensitive, and they sometimes take offense to something that you can't even really take offense to. And more often than not, it's an opinion, and people's opinions are just opinions. They don't matter. So I don't really see that if you don't agree with somebody's opinion, that's fine. You know, you don't have to be offended by their opinion, because they might be offended by your opinion. It's what I like to see is people, and you sometimes do get this on YouTube, where people have a debate who have opposite opinions, but they debate it and they don't argue, they don't resort to name calling. If anything, you learn more by discussing different opinions, because then you find a way to resolve opinions. And if everyone could do that, then obviously the world would be a very peaceful place, and it would be a better place. So yeah, I'm all for voicing opinions, but not taking offense from opinions, because that is what somebody believes. And what I did mention this in a video quite recently, was it? Is Buddy Rich that I was looking at, when he had views on country music, and he was very opinionated about country music and its comparison with jazz. But those were his opinions, and that's what I just said in the video, that you will find people that don't agree with you and your opinions, but it's exactly the same way. It works both ways. And this is the thing about life, is personally, this is my opinion, that I think it's just as important to have a totally open route of conversation both ways, so that you can put your point to somebody and then they can put their point to you, and you can then discuss and debate and not get in a fight, because they're only words, they're only opinions. Anyway, thank you for that, Laurie, in there. And yeah, this is it. Yeah, I think everybody can turn any opinion they want into something that they see as controversial, but it's not. It's just an opinion. So thank you for that, and thank you for the donations in the PayPal window. Let's have a look at the vote. To Be With You is still at 57% of the vote, so keep on voting. Click on that poll in the chat room to vote for the cover video, which I'm about to jump into, so it won't be going on for much longer. But thank you, Steve, as well, for the £5 donation over on PayPal. And the message is, I love the bright sound of a Steinway for classical and progressive music. I love the darker, precise sound of a, scroll down a little bit, of a Baldwin. As to guitars, how do you pick which guitar to play for a particular song / style? So thank you for that, Steve. And it really depends. Generally, the style of music, the genre, is going to determine what you go for with your guitar. So classical music, obviously, you're going to play a classical guitar because then you use nylon strings. So the high E, B, and G is going to be nylon, so it gets a softer sound. And when you're then moving into, folk music, generally you're going to be playing an acoustic guitar because it's going to be a singer-songwriter kind of vibe. So you then move to acoustic, and sometimes you will get some players that do string up their acoustic guitar with nylon strings, but generally it's just reserved for classical guitars. You would always get steel strings on an acoustic guitar, so just use that all the way down, or nickel wound strings if you want to be a little bit more specific about your strings. But when you then move into heavier genres of music, obviously you're now talking about amplification and effects, units that you might be using, whether that be amp modelers or just stomp boxes, you name it. You can start now adding to what you would have electric guitar. So with an electric guitar, it's now going to be more dependent on the pickups of your guitar, single coils, humbuckers, just the makes as well of not only the guitar, but the guitar's going to have less of an effect on the sound, especially when you're talking about electric guitars and adding in distortion, as the single coil or the humbuckers that you've got, your pickups on the guitar. So if you're playing with humbuckers there and you add distortion, obviously you're going to get more of a full sound. If you just had single coils and still had distortion, it's going to be more of a crunchy sound. So yeah, for getting into heavier genres such as heavy metal, then you're probably going to start looking at a guitar such as an Ibanez, or guitars that are designed, a 7-string for example, that are designed to be detuned. Because sometimes when you're playing a guitar that is just for standard tuning, when you then detune, you might start getting fret buzz because the guitar isn't designed to have the strings at that tension. So obviously I always say obviously, but if you don't play the guitar, when you detune your guitar, the strings are now looser. So it means that they wobble more and they cover more distance when you strike a string. I don't know whether you've seen a string being struck in slow motion, but it kind of waves and it moves while it's resonating, and while it's making a noise, it has a wave to it. So the looser that string is, the more of a wave it gets, so the more distance it covers, which means the closer it's bringing itself to the fret of the guitar, which is the metal bit that you can see, the metal lines going along the fretboard, because that's what it is. So on the neck of the guitar, the frets, it means that it can start catching those and you'll get a buzzing sound. And you don't want that. You want your guitar to sound as clean as possible. So then guitars that are designed to be detuned will generally just be used for that purpose, and you're not going to be starting to use standard tuning on. You'll see different models with different guitar manufacturers that are used by very heavy bands, and I'm talking about heavy bands, like detuning not just to E flat but down to D and to D flat and all the way down to C. So you can get some seriously wobbly strings going on but still keep a nice clean sound to the guitar, depending on its design. But thank you for that, Steve. Again, that's one of those topics that I could talk about for quite a while, but I suppose it leaves us a little bit of time to get those votes in for the cover video. So thank you for that, Steve. And John has donated £6.90. Thank you for that, John. And it is a straight up donation. So thank you for that. And Lucy has donated £4.50. Thank you, Lucy. The message is, howdy y'all, spike the likes, happy 68th birthday to Rick, the Rocket, Emmett, guitarist and vocalist of Triumph, Phil, should do a cover of Hold On, if permitted, with some rock horns, a heart and peace. So thank you for that, Lucy, and a big happy birthday to Rick, of course. And I have got a cover of Layout on the line here somewhere on the channel if you guys want to check that out. That was one hell of a challenge, taking on Rick's vocal and guitar work on that song. But thank you for that, Lucy. And Sue has donated £20 as well. Thank you for that, Sue. And the message is, fingers crossed that England wins the football game. So thank you for that. And fingers crossed indeed. And Lynn has donated £10.36. Thank you for that, Lynn. And the message is, thanks for the hard work and no problem, as long as you guys are enjoying the videos and joining me on these live streams, I'm going to keep on doing them. So welcome everybody to the live stream. If it is your first one, then just introduce yourself in the live chat room. Just say hello. That's how everyone starts out. And then we get just more and more people involved, and we get such a great community in these live streams. So hello to you if you are new to viewing tonight. And if you want to join the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, you can do that as well if you are a Facebook user, because that's where all of these cool people in the live chat room hang out between the live streams. So, as I said, thank you, Lynn, for that, and I will keep on making analysis videos and Under the Spotlight and just progressing with the channel. As long as you guys enjoy the videos, I will keep on making them, and as long as you are requesting them, I will keep on making them, because every single analysis video is requested as well. So thank you guys for that. And I'm just gonna scroll up because I think there's been another one that has come in, and this is from Patty, and it is just a cancelling of a request. So thank you for cancelling that, Patty. This is sometimes when the wrong button is pressed on the donation. So the message is, hi Phil, yesterday was my birthday, could you please play a Dokken song for me? So thank you for that, Patty. And unfortunately, I can't do it tonight. We're currently voting for the cover video, and it's not a Dokken track. What happens is I usually start setting up the live stream at about 11:15, about 45 minutes before I go live, to get everything into the software, to upload all the pictures, to get the cover videos into the software as well. So I have a couple that we vote on, and I import those. So it means that I can't do it on the fly. If I were to try and do it while I was live, it means the software would have to work really hard to import a whole video, because sometimes it's like 500 megabytes or something like that. So it would have to work in all of those 500 megabytes, and it just means that the live stream would then just stop. It would stop working because it would be working too hard to do it while I'm doing live. So I can't import after we've started the live stream, but maybe we can have a Dokken cover in the future if we can get those requested over on Patreon. And by the way, guys, if you want to get involved over on Patreon, then you can do. That is the site, patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. As I always say, it is the foundation of the channel. The people's names going across the bottom of the screen on the live stream, such as now, are my patrons, and they make everything possible on the channel. So thank you guys for your support, and that is the site if you want to get involved yourselves. So let's get rid of that, and let's have a look over at the cover vote for tonight. And it looks like we are going to be taking a look at To Be With You, and let me officially end the poll so we can get the official figures that have come in. It's always interesting to see how many people voted in the vote for, or the poll for, the cover video, because sometimes we get quite a lot, and there's 149. Considering that it's only been up there for about 10 or 20 minutes, that is a lot of votes. So thank you guys for voting for that. And it was To Be With You that came in with 58% of the vote. Don't Slow Down came in with 41 apparently, but that should read as 42. YouTube always gets that wrong on a maths side of things, so that it adds up to 99%. But anyway, and you might be able to see that just going through the live chat room, the official result. So thank you for that, and happy birthday, by the way, Patty, for yesterday. I hope you had a fantastic day. And we are going to be jumping into To Be With You now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if memory serves me correctly, I think that Karen requested this as well in her comment over on Patreon. So happy birthday to Karen as well, whose birthday is today. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Hold on, little girl, show me what he's done to you. Stand up, little girl, a broken heart can't be that bad when it's through, it's through. Love will twist the boat. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of greens and blues, just to be the next to be with you. Build up your confidence so you can be on top for once. Wake up, who cares about little boys that talk too much? And I've seen it all go down. Your game of love was all rained out. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to hold you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of greens and blues, just to be the next to be with you. Why be alone when we can be together, baby? You can make my life worthwhile. I can make you start to smile. When it's through, love will twist the both of you. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. I'm the one. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of greens and blues, just to be the next to be with you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope deep inside, you feel it too. Waiting on a line of waiting on a line, yeah, just to be the next to be with you. Just to be the next to be with you.
And there we have it. That was my cover of the Mr. Big classic, To Be With You. So thank you guys for voting for that one tonight on the poll. And I'm just going to have a little look into the super chat window because Orlando's jumped in there with a $2 donation. So thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, I am cooking tacos tonight. Who wants one? With some pictures of what I assume are tacos or tacos or however you say it. I do not know. It's not a food that I have eaten. Have I ever had one? I'm not sure. I've had something in like a wrap, which is soft, but is a tacos quite crispy or something? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of another food, but something I don't know a lot about, but hopefully they are nice for you, Orlando, and that you do enjoy those tonight. So thank you for that donation again. We are going to be jumping into, just very quickly to mention that don't type I agree. We have hit the likes goal, so thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. You can keep on doing that. Every single like helps to get everything on the channel out there, a lot more. But don't type I agree yet. Wait till after the pick roulette for tonight, which, I mean, it's 5 to 1 already in the morning here. I don't know where the time goes, but we're going to be jumping into the pictures, because once we've done that, we'll then jump into the pick roulette, which will then leave you guys a bit of time to then type I agree and do all of that cool stuff. And if you've typed I agree already, it won't count because you have to do it after the pick roulette. Them's the rules as per the guidelines, just because it makes it a lot easier for Carla to get the names for the next pick roulette, just to have them all in one section of the live stream. So let's jump into the pictures. And first of all, we just got a couple of these tonight. We have Deborah, who is showing off her Wings of Pegasus tumbler. So thank you for that, Deborah, keeping her drink nice and cold or nice and warm, depending on what is in the tumbler. But thank you for that, Deborah. And I'm just going to see if... Yes, Renee is up on screen as well. So thank you for this, Renee. And again, it's another tumbler. And the eagle-eyed among you will see that she has some Wings of Pegasus earrings on. So thank you for getting those as well. And those can be picked up at wingsofpegasus.com. And you can just go, I think, wingsofpegasus.com/merch. If you want to go to the merch site where Carla does all of the earrings and necklaces, all of that cool stuff, you can head over there. Oh, let me just put that up on screen, wingsofpegasus.com. That is the site to go to get your hands on some earrings if you want them. And they obviously double as guitar picks as well, because they are guitar picks. So thank you for uploading those pictures tonight, Renee and Deborah. And if you guys want to upload pictures to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, that's where these are grabbed from. So thank you to Vince as well and Carla for linking me to pictures so I can get them on the live stream. So without further ado, let's go. And Orlando's just popped into the super chat window again and says, I was in time out because of the taco emojis. My bad. It says. So, sometimes I think in the comment section, if you do lots of emojis, lots of pictures, then it gets blocked. Or I don't know how many emojis YouTube decides on you're allowed, but maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3, I don't know. You can see maybe occasionally, there we go, there's just a kind of one emoji. That's a good example of the emojis going through and being allowed. But when there's loads and loads and loads of them, I don't know how many, but it gets blocked. So you might be timed out or something by YouTube, or it might be moderated. This is another thing that in the past on the live streams, there has been a moderation that's come in from YouTube. So I think occasionally YouTube looks in on live streams and does a moderating thing itself. But the moderators in the house tonight, you'll be able to see their names go through. The official moderators, the Wings of Pegasus moderators, have a wrench next to their name and their names are in blue. So you'll see them going through. And they do a fantastic job. We all know who they are. I did mention them earlier as well, but you'll see them go through. But thank you for that, Orlando, for the taco. I think maybe saying taco is probably too English. It's got to be like a taco, maybe. But anyway, I'll try and find out how to say that. But thank you, Orlando, for clearing that up about the emojis. And let's jump into the pick roulette for tonight, so at least we can get that done. We can get another lucky winner. Obviously, we'll have lots of commiserations going to those of you who don't win, but we can then get into typing I agree for next week because we have hit the target. So let's jump into tonight's pick roulette, and I'll see you guys again in a second. Rock! So here we have it, the Wings of Pegasus pick roulette. And you can see the t-shirt just going through there. It's got hearts next to it. We have 2 of the t-shirts on the wheel, so that we have another pick roulette wheel that's called the t-shirt roulette wheel when we, or if we ever, land on a t-shirt, because this is it. We haven't landed on one yet. But let me give a top tip for tonight. My top tip never works, but let me see. I'm going to go for Tom Gibbons is my tip for the top tonight. So we give the wheel a shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to give it a spin. and see who's going to win. So good luck, everybody. Thank you for entering the pick roulette for tonight. And in order to get your name on the pick roulette wheel, you enter the week before by typing I agree. And that's as long as we hit our pick roulette likes goal, and type I agree after the pick roulette has finished. So let's have a little look. We are going through Brenda, Joan, Michelle, Karen, Deborah, Jeff, Franco. My top tip is nowhere, unfortunately. And it's going to be Howard, is it? I think it's going to be Howard who's going to be the winner tonight. And there we have it. So congratulations to Howard, who is HowCoTube on, or should I say in the live chat room, or on YouTube as the username. So congratulations to you, Howard. Let yourself be known in that live chat room to Carla, so that everything can get organised and we can start to get everything in motion to get that Wings of Pegasus signed pick over to you. And this is the only way that you can get your hands on a Wings of Pegasus white signed pick, through the pick roulette. So commiserations to everybody else who was on the wheel tonight but haven't made it as a winner. But you can enter again tonight. And let me now just remove everything off the screen so we can have a little look at the live chat room again, so that you guys can type I agree. And let me do a little example here so that you guys know how to do it. I'm going to tag Carla first, so I type at Carla and then her name pops up, Carla Murray, and I'm going to click on that and then type I agree with lots of exclamation marks. And I've done it wrong again, typing not being my strong point. There it is. So you'll see that go through the live chat room. It takes a little bit of time to filter through, but when you do the comment, make sure that you tag Carla in your comment. And there it is going through. So look out for that one in the live chat room. That's the example. So do that and you'll get your name on the pick roulette wheel for next week. And thank you everyone for getting your name on the wheel for this week. And if you didn't win, there's always going to be a chance next week. But also, if you want to double your chances of winning, then tune in on Tuesday night's live stream as well, because we do have a pick roulette there. Exactly the same scenario. If we hit the pick roulette likes goal on Tuesdays, then we have a pick roulette the next Tuesday as well. So I can see loads and loads and loads of I agrees going through. So great news, and thank you guys for following the format of typing I agree. So we have quite a few names. It's just a rush of I agrees in the live chat room. So yeah, get your name on that pick roulette wheel for next week. Now let me jump into the PayPal window, because I think we've had another donation in there, another couple of donations. Patty has donated £6.90. Thank you for that, Patty. And the message is, hi Phil, you're not old, but Old Spice aftershave is. My dad used it. Ha ha ha. Rock, with a smiley face and a few guitars. So thank you for that, Patty. And I think maybe my granddad used it, but then my dad didn't use it. I just remember my dad getting it from my granddad as like a birthday present or Christmas, something like that. So yeah, it's probably been around for a while, thinking about it, but yeah, not something that I've got into with Old Spice. I don't really tend to shave because I got a really sensitive skin, unfortunately. That's one of my my weak. If I was a superhero, my weakness would be sensitive skin. So yeah, unfortunately, yes, shaving's not very good for my face. So this is why I've pretty much always got a little bit of stubble on the go. And as you can probably tell from my face, I did have an interesting comment that said from somebody, why don't you grow all of the hair on your face rather than just around kind of these sections around my chin? And I've said before, it's because it doesn't grow in the other places, not yet anyway. And it's not something that I've got a lot of hair on my head, but in terms of growing a beard, I wouldn't be able to do that because, yeah, it's just very slow in developing, and I'm not really into beards anyway. I know that they're the in thing at the moment for guys to grow a really full beard, and some guys who are derma rolling, which is something that you get that has spikes on it and it pierces the skin, and they're derma rolling their faces to try and get their hair to grow more to have a beard. But I don't know, for me, beards always seem like they could get dirty, and I don't like I just keep the hair on my head. I wash it every day, keep it nice and clean. So to think of having hair on my face, I think it's probably because I'm sure there was a book by Roald Dahl where there was a character who had a beard, and there'd be bits of like breakfast in their beard, and maybe I'm just scarred from my childhood about having bits of stuff in your beard. It's not something I don't particularly like the idea of. So yeah, I always have a bit of stubble, but I'll never get as far as having a proper beard, because I probably couldn't grow one anyway. I'd have to wait till I'm maybe 60 years old for my facial hair to now kind of develop into being able to grow a beard. But anyway, thank you for that, Patty. And now we're talking about beards and Old Spice and all that kind of stuff. But that started from the Spice Girls and the boy band thing. So thank you, John, as well, who has donated £3.45. And the message is, cheers to you, Phil, for all you do. Love the content with lots of rock horns. So thank you for that, John, and for just watching the channel and the videos, and I'm glad that you enjoy them as well. Like I say, if people keep on requesting to see the videos, then I will keep on doing them, and if people keep on turning up to these live streams, I will keep on doing these live streams. Even if people didn't turn up, I'll probably still be doing them, just talking to myself, which probably has happened in the past a few years ago. But thank you for that. John, and Richard has donated £15 again. Thank you for that. Tortordo Porco says, good luck with the football final. Please use this to buy some takeaway for your pre-game meal. That is a deal. So I will be having some takeaway tomorrow night, and it's just going to be a case of checking if on a Sunday the places are open. I mean, if they've got any sense, they will be open, because of the fact that everybody's going to be ordering takeaway, I'm sure, for tomorrow night in England. I think everyone's just going to be in front of the TV at 8 p.m. That's when kickoff is. But thank you for that. Linda Z is in the house and has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Linda Z. And the message is, here's your lesson on pronunciation for today. Say the word taco, just like you would in English, and you will be correct. Americans say it the same way, taco. Linda Z with a smiley face. So thank you for that. So, taco. So that's how I would say it in English. So not taco. So T-A-W we say as tor. T-A-R is tar. So a taco. Maybe that's how it is in English, or that's how I would say it in English. So taco is what I'm going to say from now on. So thank you for that, Linda Z, for the heads up about the pronunciation as well. So it's always 1:10 here in the morning. We're going to be calling things to a close pretty soon. And let me just have a little look over on Patreon, because I might do play through one more video just to give the final chance to type I agree if you haven't done that yet, just to give a few extra minutes for that. And I'm just going to have a little check to see over on Patreon. I've just moved over to Patreon, by the way, on the screen in front of me, because if we have a look at Unwanted Stranger as the final request, it means that we've played all of Karen's requests for tonight, and as it's her birthday, I think we will do that. So we're going to jump into Unwanted Stranger for the last video of the night, and if you haven't yet typed I agree in the live chat room, make sure that you do that, and I'll see you guys after this. Last chance to type that, and we will be finishing the live stream after this. And I know that the last live stream went on for ages, like 1:30, maybe later than that, but that did have a knock-on effect of me then trying to get everything done before I go to bed, with the comments and emails that come in while I'm live, and last night as well, catching up with those because I did an analysis video. So anyway, this is my song called Unwanted Stranger. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Told me something about you that I didn't want to know. You looked me right in the eye, and then you placed your head on my shoulder. This position that you put me in, you're on a mission to take my world from around. anticipating. Girl, come on, make up your mind. Repercussions and consequences. Sooner no matter, wish I never met her. True to the letter, I'll never forget her. Waiting, anticipating. Girl, come on, make up your mind.
And there we have it. That was my song called Unwanted Stranger. And you can pick that up at wingsofpegasus.com /music if you want to go straight to the music page where you can get my album called Persistence. It's also available on iTunes and Amazon, but it's better for me if you go to my website because it means that I don't have to give away a percentage. So, very last call for the I Agrees in that live chat room because we are going to be calling things to a close, but just a few donations to have a look at before we do finish. And let me get this up on screen because we've had a donation from Mario who's been in the house tonight. Hello Mario, for £150. Thank you so much for that very kind donation. The message is, hi Phil and Wingers, great to be here watching. Just finished Main Road Night Works on Friday. So good, enjoying live stream. Let the good times roll, with some smiley faces in there. So thank you for that, Mario, and I think a couple more have just come through as well. Steve has donated £2. Thank you for that, Steve. The message is, get Italian takeaway. You can eat them, and the team can eat them on the pitch. So thank you for that, Steve. We will see. I mean, that's certainly a contender. Maybe pizza, something like that. We will see. As soon as we start talking about food, I start getting very hungry on these live streams, because it's 1:15 here in the morning, which means that I had my dinner a very long time ago, but I have to try and resist. But anyway, Patricia has donated £2 as well. Thank you for that, Patricia. The message is, hi Phil, I know you're big on fitness. Well, not really that big, but do you eat snacks? If so, what's your favourite candy or something healthy? Popcorn for me. So thank you for that, Patricia. Okay, snack-wise, I snack, but it's with a mind to being healthy. So snacks that I have in the evening, and this is generally just before maybe an hour or two before I go to bed. So just while I'm doing emails and comments and that kind of stuff, I'll be snacking on peanuts, like also honey roasted peanuts, which are a little bit naughtier, but peanuts have kind of dry roasted as well. They're full of unsaturated fat, which is the kind of fat that you want. You don't want saturated fat, you want unsaturated fat, because unsaturated fat replaces saturated fat around your arteries, and it kind of means that you don't run the risk, or at least you minimize your risk of having any blockages in your arteries. When you eat lots of saturated fat, saturated, if you imagine, is like sticky. So it means that it sticks in your arteries, and it's not very good for the inside of your body. And this is why sometimes people can be quite fit looking on the outside, or not overweight, just normal looking, but they have a lot of saturated fat in their diet. So they might have a problem with internalized fat that's actually gathering around the heart, and that's not very good at all. So I have unsaturated fat, which is in peanuts, and unsaturated fat is, if you imagine, it's more like a fat that's like a liquid. So it doesn't block anywhere, but it still is in your body as fat, but it's just a better fat to have because it's not going to get sticky and block up arteries and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I have peanuts as a snack. In the afternoon, I have a cup of tea, and I used to have a chocolate bar, like one chocolate bar, and that could be any kind of chocolate bar, like a Cadbury's Dairy Milk, a double decker, a Bounty. I do like the coconut Bounty bars, but now because I'm training, I have a protein bar, which is kind of like a Kit Kat, if you know those, but it's got 4 grams of protein in one of those, and I also have protein wafers, which have 20 grams of protein in a wafer, which is just amazing. I don't know how they do it, but they get 20 grams of protein into just a couple of wafers, and they're vanilla flavored, so that's what I have. So it is kind of a treat, but not really, because I'm eating it for the protein content, and it just so happens that it tastes quite nice as well. So it is kind of like a treat. I really do like popcorn, but I can't have it because it's one of those foods that my body just doesn't agree with. And that just goes for corn in general, which is a bit of a pain because corn is in loads of things, like Doritos, which are really nice. They're like a kind of like a potato chip made out of corn, but they're really nice. I can't have those. Popcorn's really nice, eating at the cinema, so I can't have that. And corn on the cob is really nice. Sometimes when you're having fast food and you get a side order of a corn on the cob, I can't have that. So yeah, and lots of cereals are made from corn, so yeah, a bit of a pain. But yeah, unfortunately, if I could have it, I would have popcorn. But yeah, those are the only snacks that I really have. And I'm pretty regimented with my diet, so it'll be every afternoon will be tea and a protein bar, and every evening will be actually tonight I know that we've got the opportunity to have some peanut butter, and I know over in the USA peanut butter is huge over there, and you have like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, something like that. I've never had that before in my life, but it sounds interesting. But maybe I'll have peanut butter tonight instead of just peanuts, because I do like peanut butter as well. And again, it's unsaturated fat, so it kind of, I mean, obviously butter, you're starting to get a little bit more saturated fat in there, but I can make an excuse for the fact that I'm now hungry and I would like something maybe a little bit more than just peanuts, have a different version of peanuts. But anyway, thank you for that, Patricia. And just quickly, Geary has donated £27.61. Thank you for that. And the message is, you rock. So thank you for the kind words and that very kind donation as well. And just Karen has donated £1.38 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, thanks, Phil, for making my birthday special and memorable. I truly appreciate your kindness and talent. Cheers, Karen. So no problem, Karen. I hope you have a fantastic birthday and that we could help in some way to make it a little bit more special. But thank you, Linda Z, as well, who has donated £1 and says, sorry, my phonetic spelling didn't take into account your accent. You got it right in the end, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Linda Z, for clarifying that. And I'm just going to scroll up again. Like, this is now 20 past 1, so I'm really going to call things to a close very, very quickly. What is going on here? So I'm just going to scroll down because I think it did something weird there. David donated £11, so thank you for that, David. And the message is, we're so proud of you, Phil, love, Julie and Dave. So thank you guys for that donation and the kind words as well. And I'm just making requested videos, so it's not particularly impressive, but thank you for the kind words anyway. As long as you guys are watching, and all of you guys, I will keep on making the videos. But thank you as well, just quickly, to Elizabeth, who has bought a CD over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. So thank you for that. And that is just the confirmation that I get for the signed album that just has been purchased. So thank you for that, Elizabeth. So we will now call this to a close. And I'm just going to make sure that I didn't miss. It did go a little bit weird on the donation screen, so I think I got everybody in there and addressed all of those. So thank you guys for all of the donations. it is massively appreciated because it means that I can just keep on pushing forward with everything on the channel. If anything goes wrong, then I can make it right pretty much instantly because I've got the ability to buy any more software and hardware that I need. And also, like I say about hard drives, that I fill those up at a ridiculous rate. So it's good to just be able to buy more hard drives to keep the analysis videos rolling on. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. I will see you again on Tuesday night in another live stream. Look out for the video tomorrow night that I will upload, which is going to be my cover of All Right Now, the one that I did do originally, then got blocked, unfortunately. I'm not sure how long ago I did upload that, but it got taken down. So I will re-upload that, and it's now not blocked, so check that out tomorrow night. I hope you guys enjoy my version of that song, and here's just crossing our fingers, crossing everything that we can, that England managed to win tomorrow night, because that's what I will be doing tomorrow night, watching England hopefully win the Euro 2020 final. We will see. But even if we don't win, it's great that we even got to the final. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. Have a great rest of the weekend. Stay as safe as you can. Follow your government's guidelines with the whole COVID thing and the masks. And I'm going to have my second jab, or my second vaccine jab, not tomorrow, it's next Saturday. So, yeah, then I'll be fully vaccinated, which will be great. So, stay safe, everybody out there. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hopefully, I'll see you at Tuesday night at the live stream then as well, where we'll be doing another pick roulette. But hopefully, Orlando's just said another great live stream. Have a great one all. So thank you for that and the $2 donation that went with that. But thank you for joining me tonight, guys, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock.